Mike Myers, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. And
See you.
got to tell you, one line that's been going around with everybody I've talked to in regards to this for the interviews, they all say the same thing. Only from the mind of Mike Myers.
Oh, I'm going to take that as a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely. And I mean, you're the creator of the series, writer. How did this whole thing come about? The whole story?
I've always been obsessed with secret societies. My mom was in the Royal Air Force during World War II. She had a top security clearance. And I knew that there was secrets in the world and that some secrets can be used for good, like defeating the Nazis, for example.
Yeah.
And but it also can be abused. And so it's just when I did So I Married an Axe Murderer was a time when people were talking a lot about conspiracy theory. And then in the last 4 years, there's been a lot of talk about conspiracy theory. And I went, what if, having grown up in Canada where we don't really distrust the government that much. First of all, I'm a working class kid. My parents, I grew up in government assisted housing, went to a fantastic public school on great transit, the Toronto Transit, and worked at the CBC, which is the Canadian government. And I think the government is a great level playing field. It helps people that don't have capital, because talent is a blind pixie. It doesn't know whether you're black or white, rich or poor, gay or straight, able, less able, or what your orientation is. It taps you on the shoulder. But if you can't capitalize on that because you don't have health insurance or somebody in your family is sick, or somebody won't open a door for you, then it doesn't happen. And I thought, well, what if there was a secret society of 5 people? But what if they were nice? You know what I mean? And what if I played all 5 people? And right. Netflix said, sure. Because I wanted, expertise is a great thing. Like I have 3 kids under the age of 10. One of the kids got what's called nursemaid's elbow. His elbow popped out of his socket. I almost passed out. And when my kid's arm is in the MRI, I'm going, you know what? Expertise is pretty good. Experts in science and truth is pretty good.
Right. Somebody there with rubber bands and a paper clip going, this will work.
Yeah. And I feel fortunate that I could afford the healthcare. There's a lot that goes into this. And, I just think it's a very serious topic that I wanted to talk about in a silly way. You know what I mean? And because I think it's important to be an entertainer. I think I'm not the I've suffered for my art, now it's your turn, right? Type of entertainer.
And also have to thank you for getting so many Detroiters involved. Keegan-Michael Key.
Ah, yes.
Ken Jeong is also from Detroit.
Yep.
And then you mentioned Alice Cooper, another Detroiter. And
Alice Cooper.
You got us, man.
Detroit looms large in my life. I remember, I went down to Detroit to see Toronto play at the Olympia, right?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, somebody threw a squid on the ice. I was thrilled. And of course, I got to meet the great Gordie Howe.
Absolutely.
And I love Detroit. Been there many times. Ken Jeong is a genius. He's the only person I've seen that connected to his comedy is Chris Farley. And Keegan-Michael Key is just, I touched the hem of his garment. And he was fantastic in the show. Fantastic, great comedy actor.
Nope, that's for sure. And he's a fellow University of Detroit Mercy grad. All right, go Titans.
All right. I was going to say that. If I knew that, I was going to say that.
Ah, there you go. Well, you can use it for the next one. There you go. Mike, thank you so very, very much for your time and appreciate it. And can't wait to see the final episode. So I'm really game.
There's surprises and twists.
All right.
All right.
I know there will be. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello. How are you both?
Hi.
Great. So good to see you. Enjoyed watching this series. And I must say, Lydia, I'll start with you. When you got the script, you're reading through, were you probably going, what the heck?
I remember texting my manager and being like, what happened? Like what went on? Because you know when you read something and you're like, there's so much information and it's so dense and so smart. It just all went over my head. So so then I read it for the second time and I just was so, it was just the return of Mike Myers in the best possible way. And it's just amazing. It's so funny and silly and otherworldly.
Right. 'Cause I was even thinking, like, for you, Richard, I mean, you've done, so many things over the years. And then you get to this one. This one probably had to be like one of the most bizarre things to, do.
Yeah, but if it's Mike, you kind of that's sort of baked in, isn't it?
Right.
It's sort of the expectation is that it's going to be a little bit off the wall, but like all great comedy, it's rooted in a truth, absolutely, and it's got quite a serious message at the heart of it, So you can get away with that if you're also very funny, which he is, and his writing is fantastic.
I was going to say the same thing, Lydia, like with what he just said, where, you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, it's a funny movie, it's a comedy, but you're absolutely right. You're looking at it going, this stuff is like really, really kind of floating around out there right now, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I think he plays on that, and it really makes you think about kind of the world of disinformation and the world that we live in and the leaders that rule our lives. And yeah, I just find it so dense and so complicated, but also with elements of such lightheartedness and silliness and poo and farts.
Yeah, you've got to have poo and farts. What's Mike without poo and farts, really?
And sick.
And sick.
Yes.
And dicks.
And dicks.
Yeah. Dixon. Probably gone. Yeah, so that's the reason, especially with the fart part. I know, my grandson's gonna love the heck out of it. Just just see what he did. It's like good.
An education.
That's right. And it, like you said, Richard, it is one of those where once you start getting into each episode, they just keep pulling you in, and it's one of those fantastic things where you're going, I got to see how this ends.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like all great comedy, you can get away with putting a message in there. It's a great vehicle for delivering that message, comedy, and this has some sort of profound truths to say about the dissemination of untruth in the age we live in, through the internet, through social media, conspiracy theories, and ultimately it's about the erosion of democracy, really, but with fart jokes.
Oh man, but yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of fun, enjoyed it. Also today, Lydia, I love the t-shirt you were wearing in the movie.
The Canada t-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, living the American dream without the violence.
Yeah. Right.
So great.
You just gotta look at us like that is so true. But thank you both very, very much for your time. A pleasure, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Good to see you.
Hey, Detroit.
Hey. I was gonna say, you got one of our fellow Detroiters right there, Ken.
Yes, I was born in Detroit.
You were?
Yeah,
I love Detroit.
Yeah, my dad, my father got his PhD at Wayne State. So yeah, I was born in Detroit. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. And in this movie, it's kind of like everybody's born in a whole different world. I mean, it's one of those where you watch it for the humor, but then when you start understanding the underlying message of everything that goes on, Debbie, this thing is really deep, isn't it?
It's what?
Deep.
It's really a deep subject.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a whole alternate universe I had to like step into. In terms of the end messaging, I mean I can't divulge the ending, but there was a lot of innuendo, a lot of references. But basically, it all kind of is very current because it's about saving the planet, saving humanity, what's going on, and dealing with all these different brilliant minds that have been brought into the Pentaverate, to help do that. And for me, it was just fantastic because, watching Mike play all these different characters, he also wrote the script, so he's very specific. And then getting to play with the best of stand-up sketch comedy, which included, I mean, also Jennifer Saunders, Richard McCabe, Keegan-Michael Key, Lydia Westy. Like, it was wonderful. And I, for me, having come out of drama in film and television and comedy, and also I do improv, but coming to the level of what they do was like playing in like a whole new sandbox, so to speak. Like I was like, oh my God, am I doing a caricature? Am I overacting? But then when I got into it, it was so much fun and freeing, and everybody was like, very generous. I loved it. I got to have like, my wig and my contacts, my little uniform, and it Mike gave me a lot of stuff to play with.
Great. And I was just saying, Ken, here's your guy. He's a casino mogul and also is on the weather conspiracy theory whole thing that's going on.
Chaos theory and everything. No, it's again, this just comes from the genius mind of Mike Myers, and he wrote this role with me in mind and had specific intents for even kind of the you talk about random events, like kind of the random chaos of Skip Cho, my character. So there is a flow and an intent there that you keep watching the rest of the series. Everything's for a reason, and everything's planted. Even the comedy of it is planted for a reason. So with Skip and also with Professor Clark, like with Keegan. So it really is. It's one of my favorite projects I've ever done in my career, because I just got to watch the GOAT at work. I really just got to watch his process. I had the best seat in the house. I'm saying all the right things as an actor. Yeah, I make sure I hit my marks and do my thing as an actor. But honestly, for real, I mean, I could have, I don't know, I could have played a dead body on it, and I would have loved it. Like I really just wanted to watch him at work. It didn't matter what I played. I just wanted to watch him at work, and it was one of the most fulfilling experiences I've ever had. I just loved it, every second of it.
Well, fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing the ending, because they only sent us 4, just so we would be held up. So I'm looking forward.
And you will love it. You will love it.
Thank you.
Thank you both very, very much. Come back to Detroit, give us a visit. And Ken, you're also still our favorite judge on The Masked Singer too.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.